Hello, and welcome to day 4 of 100 Days of Soulforce. My name is Joseph Arnold, and today we're going to be talking about making a difference as an artist, healing the world. Is healing the world even a reasonable idea for artists, musicians, actors, etc.? Part of us really knows that what we do makes a difference, and yet our civilization, our story of the world, which we'll be talking about today, really doesn't support this. So there can be this nagging sense like, oh, does this really make a difference? Is this really helping? Is like teaching music or dancing, is that really helping like with world hunger and climate change? So to me, this is a very pressing question these days. And we're going to explore it a little bit today. So again, my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist, Alexander technique teacher, and founder of the Soulforce Arts Academy. And yeah, I'm doing 100 videos about what Soulforce arts, Soulforce performance arts, it's all about. So today, number 4, what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about what it means to make a difference, how the story of our culture really matters for how we think about this and whether or not we believe that we're making a difference, and what's a new story that could help. And then we're going to do a couple of little guided explorations here. So our civilization, sort of Western modern civilization, is based on the idea of separation. Once you begin to see this, you'll see it everywhere. Basic separation is self and other, or my group and their group, or like my actions over here aren't really connected to your actions over here, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing, it's not going to affect you. Or mind and body is a different separation. Or just like different body parts. I think about this a lot as an Alexander teacher. When people come to me, they're usually complaining about the pain right there, and all their doctors and everything have doctors are great, but the point of view of the Western medicine is like, if it hurts here, you do something there. That makes a lot of sense for emergency medicine, but for chronic pain, it doesn't work at all, because this is connected by a web of muscles through the rest of your body, etc. So there's this ideology, the story that things are best understood through separation, that an atom is a lifeless molecule, a lifeless mote, randomly bouncing around in the universe. And whatever happens to you is just another random occurrence. So that's the story of separation. And in that story, the things that we do don't really matter, because nothing's connected. And this book, I believe, is what is at the core of the meaninglessness crisis. The meaninglessness crisis. Because a part of us really wants to be of service. And when we have this story, this sort of operating story, that things don't really matter, things are just random, things aren't really connected, then there's no way for that wish to be of service to be manifest in the world. You have to like really work at it to be to help the world, or be of service in some way, or to be overly altruistic, or maybe the judgment is even that you're stupid if you try to help. Yeah, and boy, does the world need some help right now, right? So many crises. What could artists do about world hunger? What can artists do about climate change? That's the big one for me. That's what I'm writing my book about. Yeah, when I heard the UN climate report come out this summer, Code Red for Humanity, one of my first thoughts was, what can I do as an artist? What can I do as an artist through my art? I'm not going to go into another field. I'm not going to get a degree in climate science or anything like that. I don't have scads of money to buy political ads and try to change representation in Congress. What can I do with my passion, with my interests, my skills? These are my skills. Violin and Alexander technique. What can I do? And what I realized was that, well, this is something I got from Charles Eisenstein, who's one of my favorite thinkers. He says that the root cause of climate change is not carbon dioxide. The root cause of world hunger, ecocide, and war, and strife of all kinds, oppression of all kinds, is not like bad people. That's a non-answer. It doesn't really explain anything. Bad people. Rather, it's our system of the world that's based on this ideology of separation. What makes oppression possible other than believing that I'm over here, you're over there, not connected? What makes ecocide possible other than believing I'm over here and those plants or fish or trees or whatever are over there, not connected? So there's this story that is really at the root of all these problems. It's a story of separation. So what we need, my friend, what we need is a new story. It's a new civilizational story. And there is one. It's called Interbeing. This is a term from Thich Nhat Hanh, he just passed away recently. He was a great Zen master. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Really recommend his books and talks. And interbeing is the idea that my being partakes of your being. Interbeing is like oneness that still retains individuality. Oneness that still includes individuality. So I'll give you a little taste of it here. So we could maybe even look into my eyes right now on the screen and say this to yourself. You are me seeing the world through a different set of eyes. You are me seeing the world through a different set of eyes. One more time. You'd say it with me. You are me seeing the world through a different set of eyes. So it's a very different sense of self, right? It's no longer I'm just in here and that's the world out there. There's this really visceral, immediate sense of interconnectedness, even beyond interconnectedness, interbeing. Like you are me, seeing the world through a different set of eyes. And so my idea around Soulforce arts, Soulforce performance arts, is that our part to do in bringing healing to the world, the thing that we can do to make a difference, the thing that we can do to lead more meaningful lives in service of the great needs of the world, is to make art from the place of interbeing. So this is our great task, is to step into this, to figure it out. What does that mean? The story of separation is everywhere. And in a sense, this means that the cause of something like the climate crisis, it's not just like out there in the environment. It's the choices of the kinds of clothes that you wear, right? The car that you drive, or whether or not you drive, the food that you eat, and like the mindset that supports any of those decisions. So it touches everything in our lives. The cause of climate change is everything. But that's good, really good news, because that means that any of us can make a difference right from where we are through our art, up on stage, teaching little 5-year-olds how to play the violin. If we do it from a place of interbeing, instead of trying to force our students to do this or that, or trying to force ourselves to perform in particular ways, any way that we can heal the splits, heal the separation, any way that we can step into interbeing is an act of service, a much needed act of service, and is what I believe will help bring into being the new world that's being born right now. A more beautiful world. Again, Charles Eisenstein calls it the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. So, yeah, that's what Soulforce Arts is based on. That's how we can help, I believe. And it's not like you have to make art about climate change, right? You just do it from this place of interbeing. So, yeah. Well, yeah, we're coming up on our time here. So here's your practice for today. I want you to memorize this phrase. You are me, seeing the world through a different set of eyes. And I want you to go about your day saying this to yourself, to the people that you meet. Maybe as you drive around, or as you go to a store, or talk with a friend. You are me, seeing the world through a different set of eyes. You might even try this with people you don't like all that much. See what happens. You might be quite surprised. While you're making music, or dancing, or acting, whatever, you are me, seeing the world through a different set of eyes. Okay. So, again, I'm doing 100 of these videos. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. Please subscribe if you'd like to follow along more closely. And yeah, I also have a mailing list that you might really enjoy with this kind of material in it. And I'm coming out with a book soon. So the mailing list would be the best way to stay tuned for the book. It's going to be a really powerful book, I believe. I'm going to toot my own horn here. All about applying Soulforce to every aspect of your life as an artist. So you can really embody that. Transform your artistry, transform your life. I think it's going to be pretty great. All right, see you tomorrow.